Hello, everybody! It is Friday! Who is joining us tonight? Who is with us? Jennifer's in first. Kitty right behind her. That's great. And my list is coming up on my screen here. Is that tilt? Beautiful. Good to have you all with us. Twiggy's with us too. Great to have you all here. Tamika, Suki. Great to have you, Suki. How's things in Texas today? In the great state of Texas. Marcia. Good to have you with us, Marcia. Julie Jankowitz is watching us tonight. Hey, Julie's with us. How are you? On this Friday! Marianne! You know what, Marianne? I thought of Little Missy and Asheville Angie. Hey, Sylvia. I thought of Little Missy when you posted that with the adorable. So I'm gonna have to get you once they send it to me. I'll send you that one because I bet you Little Missy would like that clip better than all the other clips that I did. Now that I'll just be adorable. Hey, Suzanne, great to have you with us. I see Jana pop on in there. Oh, Pat and the Peanut Gallery is with us. Adele and Dazzle are joining. Good to have you with us. Good to have everybody with us. It is good. We made it through another week, people. It is Friday. It is Friday. We have done the duty. We are there. In the home stretch. Oh, I love hearing that, Twiggy, that everything was peaceful today. Oh, that's good. I'm glad Little Missy got to watch me on QVC the first time. That's great. That's great. Did she stay on QVC all day and run up your credit card? As we were live here in the studio, because I had to be on with the production team, I'm essentially like in the green room before I went live. And so I was on for a long time. And so we'd see the next items coming up and everything. And my house was shopping the whole time as they were getting ready for me to go live. They're like, can you say to the production, because I had the whole control room in my ear while I was on it and on mic, they had me. They're like, well, can you just put in your order that way? Hey, Jeff and Jeff Dodds is joining us, and Dana. And I'm guessing Jeff Johnson is joining us there with Dana too. Good to have you all with us. So what are we all grateful for this Friday? What are we grateful for? Tell me about it. Tell me everything. While you think of everything, I'll find a good quote for us for today. Oh, I like this one. I failed over and over again in life. That's why I succeed. The lights up above are really bright. Yeah, I don't have a... Oh, maybe I can fix it. Let me get the other one. QVC needed the nighttime lights, and I don't have all my product here. So that's... Oh, that's great! Tamika had a surprise visit from family. Julie got to see her dad for the first time since the shutdown. Marianne, on her first day opening, had customers lined up, socially distanced, of course. Pat had good sales. Laurel, the amazing Laurel, is with us and joining. And yeah, I see that now. I don't know that I can fix the ones behind me. Give me a second, guys. Let's see if we can do that. It's the way the lights are showing up tonight. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. You don't get the flash thing, but you still can see you.
Should I turn these on? Back on? Yeah, front lights on, back lights off.
Front lights on, back lights off.
Okay, guys. Thank you, Rebecca. I was wondering about that, Adele. I knew you said that they were opening up 25%, and I didn't know whether that was going to get you back to your normal Friday routine of hair and nails. Awesome, Kelly. Our Melissa is amazing, Melissa. Yeah, isn't it great that all your customers are excited to see you? I mean, this is a lot of good news going on, people. A lot of good news. Wow, masks made by volunteers for over $8 each, and have sold over 400. That's awesome, Twiggy. That is great news. Ann is watching in Virginia. Sage is opening Tuesday. The governor of Massachusetts gets to make a proclamation tomorrow. I'm not betting on that he'll let us open, but I'd like to be surprised. I had another retailer today say it would be gut-wrenching if he didn't let us open next week. And that's why I would have rather him said it would be 5 weeks since in each phase or something, so that people wouldn't get their hopes up. And then he could bring it in earlier and people could be excited. But it's hard. They're in a no-win situation. The governors are in a no-win situation, and they're doing the best they can with the information they have. So I remain hopeful that we get to open, but I am not. I'm not betting the farm on that. Continue to work on our online, and we're actually we've been spending a lot of today working on our new website, because we have QVC and HSN massively crashed our website. So when they tell you 90 million viewers are going to look at your website, they aren't kidding. So a problem and a it's a problem and an opportunity. So an opportunity to do a quick platform shift on our website before airings tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, Gwen and Cindy, thanks for joining us tonight. Good to have you all with us. We're going to get this party started with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start the show every night. Every night we start with the Good Morning, Good Night book. We start and end with it. Good morning. Subways might be slow. Traffic may crawl to a halt. Still, you're on your way. You're not defined by the speed of your surroundings. Your mind is racing. You're on your way, damn it. I like that. That's good. It'll get there, Gwen. Yeah, Kelly, it is a double-edged sword. I mean, and it was funny because when we crashed during the day, you know, we thought we had it stabilized and everything. And when I talked to David on QVC, before we went on. He had called. We had a conversation a few hours before. He's like, "Oh, if that crashed you a few hours before, you're going to get 10 times as much traffic with me tonight." And so that's why he challenged his viewers to crash our site. So, but you know, that's we live and we learn, and we will be better for our next airing. So, just making progress forward. It will get better soon, Gwen and Alicia. I am seeing that as I work with people on their business and on their numbers. As I've been working with that, I've been seeing very consistent trends in numbers improving and trends overall. You got to keep in mind. I've said it for a while now. This is a roller coaster of epic proportions right now, with amazing highs and unbelievable lows. Okay, but the average is getting into the 70 to 80% range of normal, and some areas are doing even better than that. Some areas are doing 90, 100, or even better percentages of sales, growing sales. So there's a lot of things coming, a lot of positive coming your way. Remember, safety is your new loyalty program. So communicating to your customers what you're doing to keep clean is important. And we will get there. It is just driving the bus. But even in good times, people will tell you, I don't get super excited when we have a great day. I don't jump up and down. I don't go woohoo. I'm not going off and spending the money when we have an awesome day, and I'm not overly depressed when we have a bad day. Okay, I'm a pretty level guy with that, and I do that. Okay, because I don't get too upset when we have the lows. I don't get too excited when we have the highs. I watch the overall trend. Okay, and that way you don't get disappointed with it. I'm working on the overall trend, and so I can tell you that the overall trend is very good because I see people's real numbers, not what people are posting and saying online, not what you think they're doing. I see real numbers for stores of all different shapes and sizes, and the trend line is very encouraging, so I'm excited about that. Exactly, Marcia. You know, so and you're a pretty level person, Marcia. I mean, you're pretty. You know, I mean, I understand people get scared when the register doesn't ring. It's why I don't even look at sales anymore during the day. I mean, even in good times, I don't look at sales. I used to look at sales. I have an app on my phone that can show me sales at any time. Okay, so I can look at sales at any given moment of the day. I don't. It's just there's nothing good that's going to happen from it. There's nothing that I'm going to change in that day's actions that's going to affect that. Okay, I'm not going to bring more people in if we're getting slammed. I'm not going to send people home if we're dead. Okay, I'm not going to make those types of decisions based on that one moment in time. So, but we will get there. We will get there. I love Lulu's on that. All right, Angie, I will do. And Asheville, Angie, I will do that. We're excited. Hopefully, we will have a new site up by tomorrow for the next television airings. And I love that, Kitty. You know, absolutely. You got to look at what the big guys do, and what Kitty's talking about is smart. Okay, Kitty has done a lot for years. For years, you see it at a conference on the InfoShare table. Her postcards. And postcard mail is smart, and that's not just because her husband was in the Postal Service and she was trying to keep him employed. Okay, it's an important thing to use because not a lot of companies are marketing now, and so mailing out postcards and such is a great way to stay in contact with your customers. Okay, it also email. When you look at your email, I know many of you get frustrated that you see 10 emails this in the last 4 days from Macy's or Marriott or pick your company. It doesn't matter. They send it not because every email gets read every time, okay, but because you read some of them. You read the subject line and you hit delete. Okay, you don't unsubscribe, but you hit delete. Okay. but you saw it, okay? And that is why they send them. That's why they send so many, because it's effective. So that is a great way of doing it, and is really really smart. So great to have Rick and Krita and Nancy all joining us this evening. Thank you for joining us live tonight on this Friday. Let's see what we got to cover tonight. Hey, Joanne, great to have you with us. Great to have you with us. Well, this is a good story. I think I'm going to share this. I was going to save this for another day, but I'm going to share this. A true story by Price Pritchett. I'm sitting in a quiet room at the Millcroft Inn, a peaceful little place hidden back among the pine trees about an hour out of Toronto. It's just past noon, late July, and I'm listening to the desperate sounds of a life-or-death struggle going on just a few feet away. There's a small fly burning out the last of its short life's energies in a futile attempt to fly through the glass of the window pane. The whining wings tell me the poignant story of the fly's strategy. Try harder. But it's not working. The frenzied effort offers no hope of survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. It's impossible for the fly to try hard enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. Nevertheless, this little insect has staked its life on reaching its goal through raw effort and determination. The fly is doomed. It will die there on the windowsill. Across the room, 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 seconds of flying time, and this small creature could reach the outside world it seeks, with only a fraction of the effort now being wasted. It could be free of this self-imposed trap. The breakthrough possibility is there. It would be so easy. Why doesn't the fly try another approach? Something dramatically different? How did it get so locked in on the idea that this particular route and determined effort offer the most promise for success? What logic is there in continuing until death to seek a breakthrough with more of the same? No doubt this approach makes sense to the fly. Regrettably, it's an idea that will kill. Trying harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieving more. It may not offer any real promise for getting what you want out of life. Sometimes, in fact, it's a big part of the problem. If you stake your hopes for a breakthrough on trying harder than ever, you may kill your chances for success. Kevin, great to have you join us. Hey, Judy, great to have you with us too. Wow, Kevin, 16K in 4 hours. 4 stores open. That is great. So glad to hear that. That is encouraging. That is Illinois strong. That is resale strong. Thank you, Kevin. Costco sales in May. Online jumps 106.2%. After a disappointing April, remember, Costco sales went down in April for the first time since the recession in 2008. Okay. The wholesale club retailer reported that its net sales in May rose 7.5% to $12.6 billion. The same store sales increased 4%, and online sales skyrocketed 106.2%. Costco's net sales fell 1.8% in April, while same-store sales decreased 4.7%. But they weren't able to make up for a drop in store traffic. And imagine when they bring date night back this month. Date night is coming back to Costco in June in areas that allow it. Samples! The sample ladies are coming back. Date night. Hey, Heather in Iowa, great to have you with us. All G.H. Bass, Wilson's Leather Company stores to be liquidated in a company restructuring. G3 Apparel Group is restructuring its retail operations segment and reducing its store portfolio to focus on its wholesale business. As part of the move, the company is closing its 110 Wilson Leather and 89 GH Bass stores. Both brands will continue to do business online. It's hired liquidator Hilco Global to assist in the liquidations of the stores, which will begin immediately as store locations open. That'll be some nice stuff out there. That'll be out on the market. You got to keep in mind there is going to be a glut of store fixtures coming on the market right now. So keep an eye out there for good store fixtures. I know I have my eyes on some, and I know many of my furniture counterparts are looking at Pier 1 things, but there is going to be a glut of store fixtures on the resale market. Just keep in mind the difference in quality of them. Some of these stores, like one of the things on our list is we need more rolling racks. I mean, we need regular store fixtures too, but we need more rolling racks. And, you don't want to get things like that from a retailer that's been in distress a long time. So like a Sears or a Kmart would be a bad place to buy something like that because they've been in a state of disrepair for a long time, versus buying a retailer that's more recently in distress that has been investing in their stores over time. Just something to keep in the back of your mind. Gap. Our friends at Gap are in the news again. Big loss as sales fall 43% amid the pandemic. Gap swung to a $932 million loss in its first quarter. Almost $1 billion. Almost $1 billion. Their CEO said while their net sales continue to reflect material declines, in May as a result of the closures, the company saw more than 100% growth in online sales during the month. Again, you try to find the roses out there. The online momentum enabled by new omni capabilities that have expanded the way customers can shop with us leaves us well positioned to fuel our brands going forward. They currently have 1,500 plus stores open in North America and expect to have the vast majority of its North American stores reopen in June. And store traffic and productivity is exceeding expectation, particularly at Old Navy and Athleta. We continue to plan conservatively as significant uncertainty remains. Sales in the first quarter of the year were $2.1 billion versus $3.7 billion a year ago. I mean, certainly a dramatic fall there, but things are looking up. Hey, Suki. Tommy Hilfiger and Calvin Klein parent pledges $100,000 to the NAACP and National Urban League. So again, as companies look to respond to the current protests and things, to take a stand amid national unrest stemming from the racial injustice in the United States, they're pledging $100,000 to the Legal and Education Fund, which supports racial justice. JCPenney announces 154 stores set to close this summer, and they have published which stores they are. Bankrupt JCPenney announced Thursday the list of 154 stores it plans to close this summer, with closing sales kicking off June 12th. It is also said it will announce additional closures in the coming weeks. Closing sales will last anywhere from 10 to 16 weeks. And they're looking to, obviously emerge from both Chapter 11 and COVID-19 pandemic as a stronger retailer with greater financial flexibility to allow us to continue serving our loyal customers for decades to come. They are really also working on their markets where they are king. We talked about it today in our own market, in our little mall in Leominster, Massachusetts, where our stores are located. Is that that Penny's is not on the closure list, which actually on one side surprised us, okay, because of where we are, but on the other side, they are the anchor in our town as far as stores goes. We don't have a Macy's anymore. We don't have a Sears. So they're really killing it at the mall, at our little mall. So the fact that there were none, that wasn't chosen, is actually smart and part of their ongoing strategy to serve an underserved market and be the anchor. I think that's going to be part of their upcoming strategy going forward. I think we'll hear more stories like that. Oh, I love that, Jana, although I am jealous that you can be eating out in a restaurant and watching our video. But I am glad that you're tuning in and glad to have you there in Texas, and I certainly am jealous of that. My sister right there has been, this week, they've been doing social distance graduations. So I've been excited for the school district that she's the crisis counselor for, has been able to pull off scaled down graduations and actually celebrate the graduates. So been excited to see that in Texas, that they've been able to do that. I don't think I need to read beyond the headline on this, but Lego, our friends at Lego. What's the Lego song, Rebecca? Everybody is... Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. What is it? Hang on a second. I want to do this right, guys. Rebecca's going to help me.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome. You live in the dream.
That is the Lego song from the Lego movie. For those of you that haven't watched it, catch it on Netflix or Amazon. But Lego pauses ads for the police station and White House sets. I wonder why. Any guesses on that one? Tuesday morning, and a positive sign for retailer Tuesday morning, they scored an additional $25 million bankruptcy loan, okay? That, beyond the headline, just shows how much faith they have in the ongoing ability of Tuesday morning to survive outside of bankruptcy. Tuesday morning is actually pretty smart in how they structure their leases, so I think they're going to be able to alleviate themselves of their stores that are losers, because when they made an entry into the Northeast a few years ago, they did a lot of things to structure their leases based on sales and hitting sales volume targets, and they had a lot of outs in their leases based on not hitting their sales targets. And I always thought that was really smart for a company to do as they enter new markets. One of the things I do when we enter a new location is structure a 2-year lease, because if I can't make it work in 2 years with all our effort, then it's just not going to work in that spot, and we can part as friends. But I like Tuesday morning's approach to that, and the additional financing is going to help them buy out of their leases and get there. But that is one of the tricks they use in structuring their leases, is having an out clause based on sales volume. I think I promised you this, okay? Did I not say when UPS announced peak surcharges that others would follow to be quote-unquote competitive? I think I promised that. And FedEx announced that it will be following UPS with peak surcharges beginning Monday. So, beginning Monday, FedEx Smart Post will be an extra 40 cents per package. Express and Ground Residential will be an extra 30 cents per package. And Express and Ground oversized packages, like we recently ordered something that was oversized, will be an extra $30 per package effective Monday. What do you want to bet I got a shipping notice on my oversized package that hasn't shipped yet before Monday? Because I've already gotten the notice that it'll be shipping via FedEx, but I haven't gotten the tracking information. When it's going to cost them an extra $30, I bet you I get a shipping confirmation that it is on its way. I'll keep you in the loop on that. Okay, so then our last news, which everybody is talking about today, is the extension to the PPP. Okay, again, this is going to be a topic well into next week as things progress. I got a couple meetings next week with big shots at the SBA that'll help clarify some things that we don't know right now, or I'm hoping we can get clarified. If not at the meeting, it will certainly work its way up the pipeline. But there's several things. So the good thing is most people who got a PPP, who have been closed, shuttered, or otherwise, now have up to 24 weeks from their origination date or December 31st, whichever is earlier. So if you got it in the early days of the PPP, and early is relative because the actual date matters, but I've had a lot of people that have been around the 15th to 17th of April, 15th to 20th, somewhere in there. And that's going to put you at 24 weeks. That puts you in October, not December 31st. Okay? And the key is the spend. Okay? So now the change in the spend, you now are allowed to spend 60% instead of 75% on payroll. Again, my recommendation, just like I've always been saying 80% on payroll, is to spend at least 65% on payroll so that there is no math error on what's not included, because federal payroll taxes, for example, are not included in allowable expenses. So a lot of people have been using the number that they get from their payroll company and thinking that's what payroll is, the money that comes out of their account. And that is, yes, that is your cost, but that is not necessarily what is allowed for the PPP. So that is one thing. The other key caveat with that, okay, it's a very important caveat, is that unlike the previous versions of the PPP law, when it shifted to 60%, it became a must spend at 60%. So if you do not spend at 60%, at least 60%, or what I say is 65% on payroll, okay, then zero forgiveness. So if you spend only 50% on payroll, in the original law, it was prorated, okay, based on, forgiveness was prorated based on your spend. Now, if you do not spend it on that percentage on payroll, then none of it gets forgiven. So that is huge. The other big question that is unanswered, but we have to work off of the current guidance, not on the guidance that I am hopeful for, is on owner compensation. In the original bill, okay, owner's compensation was defined as 8 weeks of owner or shareholder compensation was defined as 8 weeks of 2019 income. 8 weeks of 2019 income as compensated on your W-2 or on your Schedule C if you're self-employed. Hey, Angie, how are you? Nebraska Angie joined us. Great to have you with us, Nebraska Angie. So that was how it was defined in the law. So maxed out at 15 grand or 8 weeks of 2019 income, whichever was less. That was left that way when they changed the law. Now, there is an expectation that now that you have 24 weeks to spend this, that Treasury will interpret it that you can spend 24 weeks of 2019 income, but that is not clear at this point. What is clear is that you are limited to 8 weeks. So I want to keep that in the back of your head just in case that does not change, okay? For owner payment, currently based on all guidance that I have, it is written in, hey Jerry, you're never late. I'm glad to be in the closet with you. Is 8 weeks of 2019 income. So your income in 2019 divided by 52 multiplied by 8. That is a limitation, and I will get further guidance on that next week. But that is one of the key points that has yet to be fully defined. So we will keep you in the loop on that as I know more. I do have SBA meetings next week, and yes, Julie, so that's regular payroll or Schedule C, because they defined it. Originally it was only for Schedule C, and then they defined it and said, no, any shareholder of a company and that is on payroll is limited to that amount. I'm hopeful that they, and there's a high expectation now that they're giving more time to spend it, that they expand that, okay? Because there's a lot of partnerships, there's a lot of people that have multiple shareholders, families, different things on it, that they expand that. But as of right this moment, it is not changed. So I'm going to get further guidance on that. That is the biggest open-ended question with the changes that were made. So, but I will keep you all in the loop on it and let you know what happens with that as I know more. But as of right now, it is something I have to make you aware of. I even had one store that I talked to today, and they're like, so I don't get paid this week? And I'm like, no, you still get paid. You can still pay yourself. I just can't guarantee that payroll beyond the 8, as you go beyond the 8 weeks, or will get forgiven as part of the PPP. So I'm not saying you shouldn't get a paycheck, okay? I'm saying that I don't know whether that'll be forgiven as part of the PPP. So continue to pay yourself, Julie. That's what I'm saying. And that is what I said to a certain husband who contacted me of a store owner today about that. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you not to pay your wife. That's thanks for that trap. Try to blame me for that. I'm not biting on that one. I have 3 generations household. I don't bite that. Thank you, but no. So that is the highlights. Oh, hang on, I got one more piece here. This is actually pretty interesting. 80 to 90% of non-rent payers are national chains. The 3 types of bad actors among retail center tenants not paying rent are the ones that don't communicate, the ones that don't pay because they're shut down, and the ones that are completely capable of paying and don't want to. The last group, they said, is entirely composed of national chains. 80 to 90% of tenants not paying rent were the nationals. The mom and pops, meanwhile, are trying their best to pay. They've borrowed, they've dug into their life savings, and we're giving them a 3-month deferral, is this particular landlord, and doing everything we can to support them. So I found that, really interesting, especially as lawsuits that we covered last night against Gap and others are heating up. But that is what is happening out there. Hey, have you read it yet? Have you read the NARTS June newsletter with all the great information on pivoting and being in the home stretch? They're at the top of the stretch. Okay, all these great articles are in the June newsletter from NARTS. It's in your mailbox. If it's not in your mailbox, just email Adele. She'll make sure you get it. Adele at narts.org will make sure you get it. And right on the cover, it talks about Resale Reunites for Recovery, the NARTS virtual conference that'll be coming to you in August. Okay, registration will be opening up any day now. Any day now. I just got an update on it a little while ago. Hey, thank you, Jerry. That means a lot coming from you, Jerry, because I know you know as a past board member how much each and every month. I mean, it's one of the highlights of when I get out with stores is seeing posted old articles from the newsletter. Something that touched you as an owner are posted on walls in stores or saved in a book or taped to a counter. I mean, we all do it. I have them in my stores, okay? We have these articles posted. and we get excited by them, and they draw us in, and we share them with our team. And that is so important, so important. And it really means a lot you saying that, Jerry, because I know you know how much work goes into writing those. It is not easy. I actually had 2 different articles. I wrote 2 different articles for June, as a matter of fact. So it is always a work in process, and in these times, it's even harder to be timely and topical. But it is so important. But our Resale Reunites virtual conference will be online for registration any day now. I am so excited by that. And at only $199. $199 is a great opportunity, and the content is going to be fabulous. I'm just so excited at how this industry has pivoted to continue to serve its members and the industry as a whole. So I'm really, really excited about that. And that's part of why I do this every night, live at 8 o'clock for you guys, 8 o'clock Eastern, live in the NARTS private Facebook group. I am live where you get to ask your questions, bring your concerns, tell me what you're grateful for. You only get to do that live in the NARTS private Facebook group. I am live here every night at 8 o'clock, but these videos are for everybody, the entire industry. They go over to narts.org/resalestrong, narts.org/resalestrong. The next day at noon, they are live on narts.org/resalestrong, including all the documents and reference points that I make in these are available for everybody. Share them with everybody, regardless of what industry they're in. I have helped and worked with so many businesses. And it's all about getting everybody to the other side of this, because we want everybody to thrive on the other side, and we're going to get everybody there. I promise you that. You can also, if you just want to go right to the video, go to You're Not Alone Running This Store on YouTube, where they are posted. I am here for you every night, and every night we start. Every night we start with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program. For those of you like Russ, who was not here at the beginning of the program because he was working on some fabulous website, I hear, our good morning tonight was, good morning, subways may be slow, traffic may crawl to a halt, still, you're on your way. You're not defined by the speed of your surroundings. Your mind is racing. You're on your way, damn it. Damn it. We're politically correct here. Our good night tonight from the Good Morning, Good Night book. Good night. Days may be slow. You may face setbacks. Still, you're on your way. Yes, we are. Your tempo is not dictated by your surroundings. Your heartbeat is your own. You're on your way, damn it. Everybody, that is our Good Morning, Good Night book. I got one more quote for you from our Everyday Courage book that Vina sent me. Everyday Courage from Vina. She took the leap and built her wings on the way down. Boom! Boom! I am Neil Abramson. I am here live every night in the NARTS private Facebook group at 8 o'clock Eastern, where you can catch me live. All the resources, these videos, go over to the other side, narts.org/resalestrong, so you can share them with everybody. Share them with your friends, your mother, your competitor. It doesn't matter. Get everybody to the other side of this. We're going to drag them there if we have to, because we're all going to the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back tomorrow because you, but most especially you, are not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. It's dinner time.